video. Okay, I'm not even kidding. I literally have 1 hour to film this. This is the only free hour that I've had so far today. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning because I had to go to basketball practice because I'm a manager now, and then I came home and got ready and went to class, went to 2 classes, came home, ate lunch, went to another class, then I went to work for 4 hours, and then now I'm filming this video, and now I have to go back to work for a little like staff meeting thing that lifeguards call in-services. Oh, my thing is all twisty. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here I am with a Diet Coke at the top of a parking garage again, and this parking garage seems to be like the place where everyone does all their little creative projects for some reason. So there's like a guy on a motorcycle over here, and he's 100% watching me film this video, and there's these guys over here, they're like doing some videography or something, and then there's like a fancy car over there. It's not that fancy, but it's fancier than mine. So the reason I'm here today is because I'm dedicated to my craft, and I will be filming my music Q&A updated 2021 version today. And I was gonna film this yesterday, but I've honestly been kind of in a slump this week. I just have not felt motivation to do literally anything. Today was the first day all week that I've actually gone to all of my classes in one day. And it's just been like a very slow week for me, which is okay. Sometimes people have slow weeks, but I really wanted to get a video out for you guys tomorrow. So I was like, I'm gonna film it on Thursday. Classic me, waiting till the last minute to get something done. Anyway. The last time I filmed this video, I was just recovering from being in the hospital for 6 days. And it was not a good time for me, and so I was filming it in someone else's house because I was staying with our family friends while my roommate had COVID. And there's a bunch of little boys scootering past my car right now. Filming in another person's house just is super weird, so I was so quiet and awkward, and I watched that video back like a few days ago, and that video is so boring. Like, I did not seem confident whatsoever. And I don't think I was. I don't think I was super confident at that time in my life. Like, I thought I was at the time, but the amount of confidence I have now, just like, my confidence now is unmatched by any other time in my life, which is good, but I just was not, I thought I was more comfortable in front of a camera. I think it was just because I was filming in another person's house, and that always makes me feel weird. Which is exactly why I'm filming in my car right now, because I have roommates now and I can't just film videos in my apartment without feeling like someone else is gonna be listening to me filming my video. I actually also just love filming in my car because it feels like such a more natural conversation. Like, you can't tell me when you go for drives with friends, that's where the best conversations happen. You can't tell me that's not true. Like, car chats are just the ultimate form of communication with your friends. So here we are with another car chat. Some of these questions are going to be the same as last year, but my answers will be a little bit different probably because I'll like remember different things a year later. Like, my perspective on my career has like changed, so some of the answers will be different. I was 11. I didn't know how to play any instruments yet, and it's called Turn the Radio On. It is not good, but it's honestly, like, you have to write bad songs before you can write good songs. And for being 11 years old and not knowing how to play any instruments, it was decent. But then when I was 12, I learned how to play guitar, and then I put music to it after I learned how to play guitar. And then that was kind of the moment when I was like, oh, I can actually like do this. Like, I can write songs now because I know how to play an instrument to like back myself up. So that was a good moment. Like, even if it wasn't a good song, it was still like a good experience. So I took them for like a couple months when I was like 11. I think I took them like my 6th grade year from like September to December or something. After Christmas break, I was like, I've decided I want to take guitar lessons instead. So I switched to guitar lessons. And then I took them again for like a couple months again from a different lady. I honestly only remember doing like a lot of breathing stuff with her. And I don't know, I never took them long enough for it to like affect my singing voice like a big amount, you know? This is a good question. Writer's block is kind of a tricky thing. When it comes to writer's block, usually if I have it and I drink a Diet Coke or any caffeinated beverage, Diet Coke, I swear, fixes writer's block. And then I looked it up, and apparently there's been like research done on that and how caffeine like stimulates your brain or whatever, so it makes you like more creative. So if you're like really stumped on something, just try drinking like some caffeine. Just get a good Diet Coke in your system. Maybe you'll feel more inspiration. So Skipping Rocks is about James and Lily from Harry Potter, which is Harry Potter's parents. When I read the books, I became like really obsessed with the idea of the Marauders, and I really love James and Lily's like love story. In the books, you find out so much more detail about them. I just like loved it so much, and I was on such a high from like finishing the Harry Potter books, and I was on Marauders TikTok and Harry Potter TikTok and all of that, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I also was just in love with the idea of James Potter. Like we would have been a power couple. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a love song from the perspective of Lily about James, because I just want to write a song about James, and I also have no one else to be writing songs about right now. So Skipping Rocks was born. I'd say when I'm like really stuck and I like get that one like lyric that like pulls everything together, and I'm just like, yes, that's the one, that's the lyric that I needed, or like just like finding that little puzzle piece, because it kind of is like doing a puzzle. Like, I'm just kind of trying to fit all the words together, and when I finally get like what I'm trying to say across in the right amount of syllables and with the right melody and things like that, and it finally like fits in and like completes the whole section of the song, I'm like, yes! That's the most exciting part. It is basically like 99% emotion. Literally every song I think is like rooted in some sort of emotion. You can literally find inspiration in anything if you're looking for it. Even if you're not looking for it, but when you like are writing songs as often as I am, you like learn to be constantly on the lookout for new things to write songs about. Guitar, but that's just because I write my songs on the guitar. My next two songs are piano, so in that case it'd be piano. Like no boys and stuff. If that's the case where I have nothing to write about and I currently am like not dating anyone, or I'm not like sad about anything, I'll usually either just write about experiences that I've had in the past, or I'll write about experiences that my friends are experiencing, and they'll just tell me their life stories, and I'll put their heartbreak into songs for them. I like doing that a lot, but I wouldn't ever say I would have nothing to write about, because I feel like most of the time, if I'm like not dating someone, all of my songs end up being about the most recent person I dated until I find someone else to date. A lot of the time it's a lyric idea first, and I'll go sit down and write the idea at the same time as I'm writing the music to go with the idea. My favorite instrument is definitely guitar, because it feels like a second home to me when I'm playing it. Like, feels like playing my guitar is like a second language, like what I've been doing the longest, so it's like the thing I'm most sentimentally attached to. Not really. Usually, if it's during the day, I'll sit down on my floor and get something to drink, whether that's an apple juice or a Diet Coke, and I'll just sit on my floor and I'll just write my songs. Or if it's at night, it's usually because I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep and I get an idea and I get out of my bed, sit on my floor, write my idea. Okay, so Skipping Rocks was definitely like kind of a PR move. I already had a bit of a following on TikTok with the Harry Potter community. So I was like, well, if I release Skipping Rocks, there's a good chance a lot of the Harry Potter community on TikTok will be like, ooh, a Harry Potter song, let's listen to it. And I was right. And I also just really like the song and I'm really proud of it. So I'm happy that I was able to put this one out. But if I'm being completely honest, the most of the reason was just the business move. Honestly, finding your sound, I don't think is something you do consciously. I think it's just like, I think you just write whatever your heart desires, and then eventually after you write enough songs, your songs will kind of start to sound like your specific style that you develop for yourself. Finding your sound is just about writing what feels right. That's a great question. Personally, I have never been scared to reach for my dreams. I've never been scared to go after music or anything because it just seems so right to me that that's what I do. It just seems so much more worth it to me to constantly be trying to achieve this than to just like not try at all and then live forever thinking, oh, well, if I tried a little harder, what could I have made out of it? It seems like way more of a waste of time to play it safe. I don't know, I feel like I've always been one. Like, I've always loved singing. I remember singing Kelly Clarkson on my trampoline when I was like 5 with my earphones in, so I couldn't really hear myself, but I like was convinced that I sounded amazing. Like, I've just never questioned my own like love for singing and like talent for it, which is probably stupid because when I was 5 I definitely was not a good singer because I don't know. But I remember just having so much confidence in myself and I was like, oh yeah, I sound amazing. Like, people probably think I'm so good. And I would just like sing it. I would just sing like, I think it was Behind These Hazel Eyes by Kelly Clarkson. I would just jam to that on my trampoline with my little like Barbie MP3 player. So I just feel like I've always been a singer, but I guess the first time I sang like in public was at church when I was 8. 10 years from now, I really hope I'm making a living off of my music. And I really hope that living is comfortable and I get to tour and meet everyone who supports my music. And I get to put out albums and I get to just do this for a career. That's where I see myself in 10 years, is literally just doing this as a job. Because that is the ultimate dream, that's the ultimate goal, and it always has been and it always will be, so. See, I don't know. I know I'm not pop, but I'm not country. As much as my TikTok comments wants to tell me I'm country, I'm just not country in my heart. I'm not a country singer. I'm gonna go with indie pop. That seems like the safe choice. Yeah, I have. I wrote a song in 8th grade about Spider-Man called The Boy in Red and Blue. I wrote a song called Dear Prince Charming or something, also in 8th grade. And it's honestly not a very memorable song because I can't even remember how it goes. I wrote one in grade 11 after To All the Boys Who I Love Before came out called Peter. And, hold on, this is highly annoying. Peter is about, you guessed it, Peter Kavinsky. But it's not really like, it's not like the other songs where I'm like talking about the fictional character. It's basically like, why can't I meet a guy that puts in as much effort as Peter Kavinsky does for Laura Jean? I think that's it for fictional characters songs. That depends, because sometimes people will like give me tons and tons of information because I'll ask for it. Because I'm like, hey, I want to write a song about you or whatever. Give me all this information, and they'll give me so much information. It's always awesome when that happens because then that makes it super easy for me. But in the case of like Skipping Rocks, was a little bit more difficult because, like, with Lily specifically, like, we get so little information on her that basically I just, like, had to make it up and do my best. So it really depends on if it's like a person I know personally or if it's someone that I'm making up in my head. It's easier for the people I know personally because I can, like, ask them enough questions to get inside their head. It has always been a hobby since I was 11, and I've always done it consistently since I started. And I think it was just me, like, it just felt like the natural way for me to get my emotions out of my system. And so I guess that's, like, why I started. It just felt like the natural thing to do for me. There was never a moment where I was like, I'm gonna try and write a song. It was just like, I was just doing it. Yeah. That is it for the music Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Don't know why I said so many times, but that's okay, because I'm gonna leave it in anyway. I will see you when I post this, and I will see you in a different video. Anyway, I hope you have the bestest night or day, whatever time of day you're watching this at. And I love you all. Thanks for watching, and thank you for asking questions. I'll see you later. Okay, bye!